Aerospace engineering is a career about engineering and building airplanes, spaceships, and even missiles. It is also known as rocket science and is often performed in teams. Chemistry is utilized to a significant degree in aerospace engineering, although physics is used more. Tools need to be precise and accurate. In addition, the reactivity and melting point of materials as well as gas laws need to be known. Chemical reaction properties like activation energy and thermodynamics are necessary when studying propulsion. If you want to be a space engineer, the Princeton Review recommends chemistry, physics, engineering, math, computer skills, and materials science as majors. Here is an interview from aerospace engineer Jesse Oliver.
I analyze structural dynamics and acoustics and shock and random vibration. Team's goal is to, at a high level, produce vehicles that are safe and reliable and robust for repeated space launches. And the long-term goal, of course, is to be able to transport people to Mars. Various aerospace materials have a lot of chemistry. They're very specialized materials, very strong and very light. You want them to be able to perform through very low temperatures and very high temperatures. My personal position is more closely related to physics, and then we use computer analysis. I talk to people who do chemistry as their primary job. You typically need a Bachelor of Science in an engineering discipline or a related hard science. Graduate degrees are not required. I personally love the subject matter, launching vehicles into space. It's been something that I always dreamed about.
In conclusion, aerospace engineering is a very complex occupation that requires knowledge of chemistry, physics, and math.
Try mixing sugar and water and see what happens. Now try mixing oil and water. Try oil and sugar. What does this tell you about the polarity of the substances? Measure out some vinegar. Now weigh your pot. Boil the vinegar until there is only powder left and weigh the pot again. Can you find the molarity? Pour vinegar into a bag and feel the temperature. Now add baking soda. Does the temperature change? Now light a candle and feel the flame. Don't burn yourself. Are the reactions endothermic or exothermic? Rip the cabbage into pieces and boil it to make your indicator. Mix 42 grams of baking soda into a half liter of water for your solution of known concentration and set up the titration. Remember to record the starting amount and ending amount of both solutions. The cabbage juice turns pink in acids and yellow in bases, although baking soda is pretty weak. What is the molarity of the vinegar? Put an inch of water into the bottle and leave the top off. Turn the stove on using the lowest setting possible and boil the water in the bottle over the stove. Remove it and tighten the lid. If desired, immerse the bottle in cool water to speed up the process. What phase change is occurring? Pour some vinegar into a pot and boil it until only about a third is left. Prepare 2 cups with equal amounts of baking soda and compare the amount of regular vinegar versus boiled vinegar that is required to completely react with the baking soda. Pour some vinegar into the Ziploc bag. Then carefully put a spoonful of baking soda into the bag and immediately zip it. This, my friends, is pressure. Yeah, berkelium. Perfect for creating large elements, berkelium has 97 protons. It was discovered in our very own Berkeley, California. BK249 is the most common isotope, and it has a half-life of 320 days. Get it today at Radioactive Monster for only $185 per microgram. Warning, radioactive elements are hazardous to your health.
Once upon a time, a little train was bringing toys for the kids. Its fire was exothermic, and the water went through the physical chains of vaporization. A refrigerator car kept the wrought molecules moving too slowly to collide and react. However, the valve on the boiler was made of weak non-polar covalent compounds, which exploded, causing the engine to break down. The clown used his muscles, made of volcanic compounds, to wave his red flag. He flagged down a passenger train, which boasted, "My ovens breach the activation energy of only the finest cooking reactions. I will not carry the likes of you." Then came the freight train, which also refused, on the claim that his magazines printed with aqueous ink were too important. Then an old train, whose ionic sides had oxidized into rust, came along. His boiler could not withstand sufficient pressure for him to pull the cars, so he left. Finally, a small blue train came. The fire in his boiler heated his steam, which increased in pressure due to Gay-Lussac's law, enough to pull the train up the mountain. His steam elegantly diffused from his smokestack, and the little engine that could topped the mountain, shouting, "I think I can! I think I can!" all the way.
Yes, it's sort of the building blocks of life.
Yes. For one thing, there's lots of things around the house that involve chemistry.
Oh yes, I think that's very true.
I think it's very important.
Well, I think it was required in high school, and then I was going to be a biology major.
It was part of the normal classes in high school.
Some of it was curiosity.
In my time, it was required.
How substances work in the world.
The study of matter.
Understanding how the smallest building blocks work with each other.
That's pretty hard for me.
Acids have a low pH. There was something about protons.
I think they have to do with hydrogen ions.
Acids have a pH closer to 1.
When you're trying to grow something, acidity is so important.
When I think about how one cell has created this human being.
Various products you use. Cooking involves lots of chemistry.
Pretty much every material good that we use has been developed understanding of chemistry.
At this point in my life, it's by instinct. I know the different things.
I'm so bored and tired. Support clubs are not fixing my problematic organic chemistry. Time to start. What's the first rule of Chemistry Combat Club? Don't talk about Chemistry Combat Club. Let's do some chemistry combating. Your hydronium ions are no match for mine. I'm gonna titrate your acid. Your insults are pretty basic. Go bees. Make that pH small. Look at that hot electron over there. I want it. Come here, my pretty. No, come here. My electronegativity levels are far superior to yours. She wants me. I'm polar. I'm ionic. Top that. I'm fluorine. Looks like that reaction is lying a bit to my side, eh? It just looks that way. Watch. What did you just do? I'm gonna lower that constant. Oh darn, I run out of products to steal. Good thing this reaction is endothermic. God, this is a heated battle. The pressure is increasing. God, you got me. It's time for me to get physical. We're the same human?